Welcome to Just Beachy with Deb
and Wendy.
Growing up in the 70s in our Toronto Beach neighborhood was a time unlike any other. Bell-bottom pants, high handlebars and banana seats, water buffalo sandals, crazy adventures, and home with the streetlights. We have lots of stories to share.
So sit back and join us as we reminisce about the people and the times that shaped our lives. Just Beachy with Deb and Wendy.
I hear glockenspiel behind that one. Little glockenspiel, that's all. Little, or marimba. Little bells. Hello, everybody. We're back.
Hello.
It's been a long week. Your girls are a
Thanksgiving
little bit
there.
tired. Yeah, Thanksgiving. Happy belated Thanksgiving.
And welcome to episode 11.
I can't believe we've done 11 of these. We've had so much fun. Somebody the other day was saying, I love it when you two girls start giggling. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, that's kind of the wine.
And
the memories. Well, yeah, well, kind of it is.
Maybe if we drank growing up, maybe it would have been easier sometimes. I don't know.
Not that we drink a lot, but
No.
there are moments like doing a podcast.
Yes.
It's it loosens us up and frees up the memories, man.
Exactly.
So, yeah. That's
Get
all.
into our groove.
That's right. Tonight I'm drinking Wayne Gretzky's Pinot Grigio.
Oh, I have my bodacious smooth red.
Wow. Cheers to you.
I feel like we should be doing like a real good FM.
It has a fruity taste and it lingers on the tongue.
This has like, I can drink the whole glass down taste. But I won't.
But you won't.
I won't.
Because drunk Wendy's awfully fun. All right. Well, so we're back and we're very excited. We had our individual Thanksgivings and I've been in Toronto since our last chat, and we put up the quiz.
The Canadiana quiz.
Yes.
I hope those listening have had a chance to listen to it. I know a couple of people have let us know their scores, but if you haven't done it yet, it is a little long.
You've all beaten us. You've all beaten our scores.
Yes. Yeah. Even our combined score isn't as good as some of the scores people got individually. So
we're very crappy. But we had good hearts doing it. It was fun.
And Amy had a good time doing it as well. Next time we do another quiz, she says she'll shorten the question, so we won't go on it as long as we did. But it was a lot of fun either way.
And I also have to confess that I don't think I won.
Oh, yeah.
I was not the winner of that contest. Although we fudged a whole lot of, we'll have to figure out the fudging because...
No, but I think you had a higher score than me. I would have got the last question, I think. Mm-hmm. I did buzz in first, but Amy gave it to you, which I've talked to her about. But
oops. Yeah, I heard it back when I was editing and thought, oh dear. But we would have tied, I think, because if I didn't get a point and you were up a point, then we would have tied.
Yeah.
So we have to have the sister tiebreaker.
Yes. At
some point. Anyway, we hope that you...
And just before we get into what we want to talk about tonight, also on our Facebook group page, we put up a little contest for our members to name what they want to be. What do they want to be known as on Just Beachy with Deb and Wendy? We are going to give away a Just Beachy tote bag.
That's right. Which
is also shown on the Facebook group page in that post about the contest. So if you want to have a chance to win it, we have everything up there that you need to know about this contest. So please take a look. And we're hoping to have suggestions what you would like to be called by October 25th. Yeah. And then we will announce the winner on the 28th.
That's right.
Has chosen the group name of the group.
That's right. And then you got to be called that. That's just.
And we're up to 42 members on this page now, which I'm very excited about. And please spread the word. If you know of anyone else that you think would enjoy listening to the podcast or just posting, they don't have to listen to our podcast. I mean, that's a bonus if they do. But if they want to just contribute to the page and post memories from the 70s, or, that would be great. Always
Absolutely.
welcome.
Absolutely.
We would like to see at least 50 come, but we in 2 weeks that we've done this page, we have grown, and
I
I'm
know.
very happy. I'm not complaining, but there's something about the number 50 which would really make me happy.
And then it's going to be like 75.
Yeah.
And then 100.
Yeah.
100 is going to be like the golden. We'll have to have a giveaway at the big numbers.
Oh, for sure.
Not just a tote bag. We'll work on something really, really beachy.
We'll make wine labels and slap them on bodacious wine bottles.
Well, that tote bag could hold a lot of bodacious wine.
That's true.
It's a rather large tote bag. Yeah, so we've got plans to meet in Toronto on Monday and do the beach. So we'll have some fodder for the following podcast.
Yes.
And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, just let us know, because we're equal opportunity that way.
Yes, for sure. That could be a lot of fun to, we could have a number of people on, because this is a great little system Deb has going here. So more the merrier.
We can have up to 5 guests, I think, or maybe 5 of us altogether.
We can have a panel discussion.
We can have a panel. That is a brilliant idea. I love that. Who'd like to be on our panel?
Yeah. Put it on the page.
We could get into an argument or a discussion about beach or beaches. That could be a really good podcast.
Yeah.
I noticed that there's a place, I forget where it is, down along the beach, where it says the beach, and you can have your picture taken in front of it. It's like a mural on the side of the wall. I was going to do that. And
I have to admit, though, I think growing up, I used to refer to it that I lived in the beaches.
No, you didn't.
I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd one out. I don't know. I always thought it was the beaches.
No, you didn't.
But it's only one beach.
Well,
and it's a long one.
There are various beaches along it. That's the whole point. We were at Balmy Beach.
Okay.
And then there's Woodbine Beach.
Right.
And then there's Scarborough Beach. And then there's other beaches all the way along, names of which I've forgotten. So we were talking. Halloween is coming up. Halloween. Yes. With the weather today, the big full moon out there tonight, or recording on Wednesday, we're getting into that space of Halloween. And I'm getting the chapel already. I'm expecting a witch to be delivered tonight so that she can add to my coven of collection of witches and getting ready for Halloween weddings. And we were thinking of all the things that we did when we were kids.
Halloween was always so exciting leading up to it. As soon as October came, we started to think about costumes. And
that's right.
And I mean, we went out. Well, I went out as a hobo many times. I can remember going to our neighbor's Mr. Jaffrey and borrowing a pair of his pants and stuffing it with a pillow, and we'd burn a cork or something, and put the beard on and go out trick or treating. And then there was those awful plastic masks.
Oh, they were terrible.
But it was cool, right? Because you could be a princess, you could be a clown,
anything,
right?
Yeah. Nobody knew who you were. And
you could just wear your winter coat over what the costume was, and you wore the mask, and you felt dressed up, right? Because quite often you had to wear a winter coat when you were growing up, right?
You got snow a lot.
Yeah, it was, and have your favorite pillowcase. Right?
Yeah, we didn't mess with bags. We went with big pillowcases.
Yeah, exactly. And we had a lot, and so many people back then shelled out, right? As the saying goes, right?
Yeah.
And I think every house on our street did.
Oh yeah.
And we would cover it. It would go along Bracken Avenue, would go along Pine, maybe up Silver Birch. We made good. And that's when also time
sometimes
went back before Halloween, so it was dark right at 5:30, and we were itching to get out the door at
5:00. Yeah, and we would sometimes come back, make a pit stop, dump everything, and go up from work.
But the big thing was getting over to Fallingbrook.
Fallingbrook had the best chocolate.
Because they would
all the rich people lived there.
Yeah, they would give you the full size chocolate bars. That's like living large, man.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Well, when I was first married and we were living on Lawler, people came and I was married to somebody who really was not into giving candy. We made popcorn. We probably made about 40 bags of popcorn and bought lots of butter, and I was the popcorn maker and he was giving it at the door, and people were eating it as they were leaving, and the parents were getting some. It was the best. It was really, really wonderful because they knew that we hadn't spiked it with, anything major. And they could smell that we were making it as we went. But that was a really good Halloween.
Yeah, I can remember coming home and, dumping everything on the floor, sorting it into suckers. Halloween Kisses went to our mother because she liked them. We didn't,
Yeah, they're awful.
all the mini chocolate bars, the bags of chips, the gum, everything.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
I can
gosh.
remember having our grandmother's little travel suitcase. And it was like a makeup bag suitcase.
Like a
And,
train case.
yeah,
Train case.
that's it.
Little
And
green
I
one.
would sort all my Halloween candy into that thing, into that little case, and be so organized into what I was going to eat next. And there was so much, yeah.
Oh, it was great. And
memories.
Mom always asked for like a portion. She would, we would give it, like if we get crispy crunches or sometimes they gave some pretty good chocolate bars back then. Sweet Marie's, if you remember those.
Oh my gosh,
Cherry Blossoms, anything with a cherry in it, she wanted. She used to eat the cherry blossoms, like that was her favorite.
And we used to dress up Scruffy and in various t-shirts, nothing too ridiculous, but she guarded the door and made sure Mom was safe while we were out there trick-or-treating.
It was funny because when I got older and I wasn't trick-or-treating, I would give candy at the door, but Mom really liked to do that. So I would, my friend Christine, when she was in Africa, she brought me back this beautiful blue cloak from Tunisia. It had a hood. So then I would stand in the picture window in the front little room and with the hood over me, and I would be standing absolutely still. And then the kids would come up on the veranda and they'd see me because it was a picture window, and they'd come over and they'd look to see if I was real. And then I would do something like blink, and they it scared the crap out of them. Or I'd scratch my nose or do something or make a start, like a face. It was great. The smaller they were, the more they were terrified.
And I don't think we necessarily decorated outside. We just had the pumpkin, right?
Yeah,
as long as there was a pumpkin on the porch.
Yeah, you knew there was candy.
Go to that house, right?
And the light was on.
I don't know if people really decorated like they do now, but
no, there's some great places around here, like with the 10 feet tall or 12 feet tall skeleton, and there's one place on the way to Niagara Falls. They've got the 10 or the 12-foot skeleton, and they've got it right beside their basketball net. Like it's playing basketball. It's very cute. Very cute.
Well, where I used to live before I moved into North Guelph, I had a house and in the south end of Guelph, and we would decorate. We would put like the cemetery graveyard on the front lawn and everything, but our side of the street didn't have a sidewalk. The other side did. And we would be all ready for the trick-or-treaters. I had the candy, we had even music going, but no kids ever came to our side because we didn't have a sidewalk. And we would stand at the end of our driveway going,
hello,
hey, come on over. We got candy for you. So word to the wise, if ever you buy a house, make sure you have a sidewalk if you want to give out Halloween candy. Where we lived when my kids were growing up in Don Valley, York Mills area, it was a townhouse complex of 100 houses, each in 3 phases. So there were a lot of houses to cover, and it was all you could walk inside. You didn't have to go on the street at all. And so all the dads would be around with their bottles of beer, walking around with their kids while they're out trick-or-treating. And we used to get, I swear, like 300 kids. One time we did like the whole thing up, like with the bags and all the candies, and it was great. And that was so much fun. A little later than the 70s, but we'll get back to that time.
We don't get any kids here.
No.
Niagara on the Lake has very few kids in this part of the world. So
no, I guess that's very true.
But I buy Halloween candy anyway. But,
well, you have to.
Have to. But then we eat it. But
yeah.
That's okay. I don't get the molasses ones though that Mom likes so much.
Oh, the Halloween kisses. Ugh.
Ugh.
But do you remember that time though we had the Halloween party?
Yeah, I do. That was so much fun. I can't remember what year that was.
No,
it had to be.
Maybe I was like maybe 11. Like I wasn't that old.
I think it was after Dad died.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Grampy finished the basement. It was an unfinished basement, and he put up panel wood, and the washer and dryer was down. It wasn't very big.
No.
I used to do my homework down there. Just a little room with a bit of a couch. I guess, do we invite people to come? Like, was that the neighborhood kids?
Yeah, it was, definitely the ones that we would hang around with, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was people, as probably 10 or 12 kids.
Because I was in the furnace room the whole night. in the other room.
You were.
I was in the other room, and I was apparently reading tarot cards or something, or reading cards for all these kids. They come in and tell their fortune. And then when I was a brownie, we had this Halloween party. If Janice is listening, she might remember. And we had to go up on the stage in the basement of the church, and every station had things that we had to put our hands in. It was terrifying. It was really scary. Like peeled grapes were eyeballs, and then another one, cold spaghetti, was veins, and there were people walking around behind us, and it was in the dark. It's a very good show.
But you had that in the furnace room, and they
I
couldn't
had
leave
that.
the room until they put their hands into this bowl of cold spaghetti and peeled grapes. It was awful. I still remember. But that was a lot of fun. It
was very effective. But we used to get into the occult stuff. We used to really, we were kind of fired up that way.
Ouija board, like we would go down to her neighbor's, and she had the actual Ouija board, and there'd be a bunch of us in her basement or in her back porch, and we'd be asking all these questions.
Ouija present.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. You're pushing it. No, you're pushing it.
And
but
then
nobody
one time,
was pushing it.
It spelled out, when we asked who is there, remember, it spelled out God.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all went running.
I think that's the last time we used it. We did often get Fred Flintstone. Remember that? It was this lower level spirit named Fred Flintstone, and he would answer questions our little 13-year-old minds would think of. And but that one time we got God, G-O-D. We just looked at each other, and that, I think, is the last time we ever did it.
Yeah. Although our younger brother, when he was 5, broke his leg riding double on our older brother's bike, and he got his back leg stuck in the spokes, and he spent a summer thigh. It was awful. Our dad had to carry him everywhere he went, but our grandfather built him a little stool so he could rest his leg on it. But later on, Deb took the stool and she painted it orange and put a Ouija board on it.
I was dedicated.
You did a good job, too.
I did a great job. I'm good at signs and good at letters.
I'm not sure how many times we actually used it, but
we used it a lot. We did. Well, I can picture us all sitting on the floor, the brown and orange shag carpety thing, and
the stool matched because
the stool matched. It did, and using some sort of probably a shot glass or something.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
Yeah, shot glass, and we all put our fingers on it. And I've since discovered that Ouija boards, they actually work. You call in some lower grade spirits that you really don't want to talk to, and they can cause, it's like poltergeist kind of activity, right?
Yeah.
So
I think I bought one when the kids were young. It's like, because it's like, oh, it's a Ouija board, but
yeah, I
don't think we ever used it. But do you also remember when we were probably, I was preteen, or probably a little older, maybe 15. You and I, we were kind of into fortune telling cards and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we would take a candle each, and we would just sit and stare at the flame and try to read each other's minds by looking in the flame.
Or you'd look for letters and look for
and try to spell a word or think of the word that you had in your head. And I don't know, were we successful?
That was pretty intense. No, we saw some stuff. We saw some stuff, as I recall. I don't think I ever read your mind, though.
No one can read my mind.
Inscrutable you. Yeah. No. But then the little store up the top of the street, which used to be like a variety store. Winkies. We got the Gypsy Witch cards.
Oh, yeah. In the little orange box that would match the Ouija board and our carpet.
Yeah. Everything was orange in our house.
They were a scary, like, I don't think we thought of them as scary back then, but back in, I think during COVID, they came up on Amazon, and I ordered a deck, and they are really very distressing cards. Yeah. They don't give you happy readings.
No, like if this card shows up to the next card, you should go see a doctor.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, so my God.
I think I just donated them. It was just like, no, I don't need this in here.
However, in high school, when I was doing readings a lot with people, our friend Bob came and he said, I'd like a reading. And he was such a cute guy with his little MG midget, and he had this vibe. I said, sure. So in his cards, I saw that it told me that he was going to meet a blonde woman and fall in love and marry her. And didn't he go and do that? So he credits the Gypsy Witch in my reading with him meeting his wife, Anne. They've been married for probably close to 50 years, maybe.
Oh, wow.
I know. Yeah, they've got twins and everything, twin boys. And so he once told me that. He said, I don't think I'd ever would have married the right person had you not seen that in the cards. And I'm like,
he also
okay.
did a really good Gordon Lightfoot impersonation.
He really did.
Without trying to be, I think he thought he was Gordon Lightfoot.
At some point,
he was amazing.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good.
What if he still does that? What if he still plays
amazing
Gordon
at playing the guitar, but he sounded just like him. And of course, he sang all his songs.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
We called him GL Bob. Yeah.
GL Bob.
That was his nickname in Ryerson but he was such a sweetheart, still is. Your lives intertwine with people, right?
It's true. Yeah, even like my best friend in high school, we don't talk a lot, but we are friends on Facebook and we message occasionally. And and it's just nice that, she was just as crazy about the rollers as I was. So I can remember going to the exhibition one year and not realizing what it could have meant then, but we bought these T-shirts that said, I'm with Stupid and Stupid's with me.
I remember that. But, it's true about friends. I mean, there are people listening to this now that have joined our group that we've known for a good part of our lives.
Yeah.
And, they hold our history. They know our mom. They know our dad. They know the family dynamic. They've met our brothers. They probably spent time like Janice with Graham and Grampy.
Yep.
Our friend Judy, she used to come to Thanksgiving at Graham's and then she'd go home and have Thanksgiving at her house. And so she'd have like 2 Thanksgiving dinners every Thanksgiving. It was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to go home now and have some more.
No, that's true.
Yeah. And that's so valuable. That's why I think doing a podcast like this is so important, because we're reminding people of where we were and how things were. And it wasn't always pleasant. It wasn't always fun, but we got up to some really fun things. And
one of these podcasts, it's going to be things I never told my mom.
That would be a good one for the next one.
I may need to drink a whole bottle of wine for that one.
Well, geez, I was such a good girl. I don't know what I can say.
Well, you were the oldest
of
all of us.
I was
not
the front
just
runner.
of me, but of all of us.
Yeah.
And you put up.
I got the scars, man.
Yeah, you do, man. I mean, you had to take the brunt, right? And so by the time I came up to your, it wasn't so bad.
What it was I wore them down for you.
Maybe. But mind you, as I said, upcoming podcast, things I never told my mother. Maybe she wouldn't have been as carefree about me.
I trust
not
Wendy.
that I was a bad girl.
You were
did
not
things.
bad.
No, I wasn't bad. I just, did things that she didn't have to know. So, but Deb knew. Yeah. Maybe the brothers knew. I don't know, but Mom didn't know even up until when she passed. She
knows now
some stuff. Yeah, she knows now. But yeah, Halloween on Scarborough was a lot of fun, and it brings back good memories.
Yeah, it does
for sure. Well, this is fun.
It was fun. So
and go on our page, and any Halloween things. Do you have a Halloween recipe?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm up for a challenge. If someone wants to put something up and challenge me to recreate it, I'm willing to do it, as long as it doesn't cost too much money for supplies.
Well, we're probably a little bit late maybe not late for pumpkins. I saw that our friend Evie and her grandchildren had put up some pumpkins and done some pumpkins the other day. But pumpkin recipes, I mean, what was I seeing the other day? It was terrifying. It was It was like fingers.
Oh yeah, I used to.
Cookies with
Yeah,
almond for
yeah.
fingernails.
I did that when the kids were young. We did something like that. But besides baking or whatever, challenge me to baking something, which I'm happy to, or even as we get closer to Christmas, post a recipe. I'm up for the challenge, but maybe post your Halloween photos, like how you decorate your house.
That's right.
Let's see
Yeah.
what you do. I live in an apartment, so I can't do anything,
Well,
unfortunately.
I will.
Damn
I
cats.
will. I will post pictures of the sunroom once I have it
Yeah,
decorated.
that's great.
And get a video of the witches.
Yeah, and if you know anybody that wants a Halloween wedding, have them reach out to Deb. She's happy.
Or a renewal of vows.
That's true.
Right.
Doesn't just have to be a wedding.
And I did a renewal of vows on Zoom tonight, so that's even more fun.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, it is. I'll have to dress up like a witch.
She wants to do something spectacular.
Come and tie the knot. But not too tightly.
Oh, you know what? It's also time for that kind of Rocky Horror Picture Show movie time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. And The Wizard of Oz.
I can't watch The Wizard of Oz anymore. After reading all the awful stories about what happened during the filming, it's kind of taken the magic away. Whether they're true or not, it's kind of destroyed the movie for me.
We'll have a whole podcast on that, and Wendy can reveal. Okay, sing us out. We're done. We're toast.
Just Beachy with Deb and Wendy.
Thank you for listening to whatever this was.
Take care.
We'll talk to you then soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.